Sierra Leone's capital returns to sort of normalcy on Monday after 24-hour curfew was relaxed to dusk to dawn lockdown.
The fact that this is a stable democracy, this is a peaceful country, for you to have a group of people to conniving with military officers and civilians coming from other parts of the outside of this country to go and attack the 5 Battalion Brigade, attack the armory, take out arms and put such a defense, come to this correctional center, break open the correctional centers and allow prisoners to leave. This is worrying.
Welcome to the Pademba Road Correctional Center, Sierra Leone's central prison. And this is the heart of the prison, and we've been given rare access to it. The cells here are completely empty. In fact, all the cells at this central prison are almost empty. More than 1,800 prisoners were let loose yesterday after some attackers came here and forced their way into the facility.
Hello, my family. I'm Baba Sheikh, the political offender, with another edition of the program CLIN. My family, this is now a short update on the present situation at Freetown after the 26th November attack. Well, my family, BBC interview Umaru Fofana on Focus on Africa, and maybe talk about how the Pademba Road prison cells them all empty because since they said we go inside they say more than 1,800 prisoners and they on the run. They say and the government they try to apprehend the perpetrators them and the one really behind the attack. They say and most of them then they up the hills them right now. And they say then they try for arrest the prisoners them will escape, and some don't call say then they can't surrender themselves, but majority of them they on the run. And the vice president Julia Jallo himself be say some of the attackers them police be don't arrest them. They did in police custody, and the police go give a clear picture very soon about the casualties and the one the way they don't arrest. He say this particular attack are very worrisome for the country. And Umaru Fofana self, they talk say police say they will give money to any information where people come up with for arrest the prisoners them back or the one them we do this attack here on Sunday. And then we ask Umaru Fofana if this particular attack na a coup or security breach. He say this is more than a security. He say no go call am coup yet. He say and a more than a security breach. He say because then targets the armory now Wilberforce barracks and the presidential lodge. He say some people they already wait for attack. He say and 13 soldier man then and then they kill upon this attack in action, and 3 of the one them we become for car attack then kill them and then arrest 3. And he say inside the prison, he said the one that will go attack the prison, he said them be they ask according to the prison officers, they say them be they ask for a particular prisoner where them call it Ete, and we all know it Ete. And everything at the country don't begin return gradually to normal. When my family will listen to Umaru Fofana.
Welcome to the Pademba Road Correctional Center, Sierra Leone's central prison. And this is the heart of the prison, and we've been given rare access to it. The cells here are completely empty. In fact, all the cells at this central prison are almost empty. More than 1,800 prisoners were let loose yesterday after some attackers came here and forced their way into the facility. That was after they had gained access to the armory of the Wilberforce military barracks, where they seized weapons and went on their enterprise across the city. They came here, forced their way in here, released the prisoners who are out there. Whilst they've been here, the authorities have rearrested some of these prisoners, about 2 dozen of them, whom they brought back into the facility. And the government says it's now busy, A, trying to chase those referred to as the remnants of those who are behind yesterday's attack, whom they say are somewhere up in the hills in the outskirts of Freetown, and B, rearresting those hundreds, nearly 2,000 prisoners who are out there. Some of them have called the authorities by telephone, saying that they want to volunteer themselves to come back to the facility, and they are being currently contacted by the prison officers to make sure they're here back safely. But on the whole, the majority of them are on the run.
So far, we know that both officers, military officers, as well as civilians, as well as some of the attackers have been arrested. They are under police custody, but we are putting all those elements together, and I believe in the next couple of hours, the Sierra Leone police will come out with a statement that will give a clear picture of the casualties involved and those that have been arrested so far. Given the fact that this is a stable democracy, this is a peaceful country, for you to have a group of people to conniving with military officers and civilians coming from other parts of the outside of this country to go and attack the 5 Battalion Brigade, attack the armory, take out arms and put such a defense, come to this correctional center, break open the correctional centers and allow prisoners to leave. This is worrying.
Well, let's get the latest details now from our BBC journalist, Umaru Fofana, who joins us live now from Freetown. Umaru, what new information might you have regarding the attacks and, of course, this developing situation?
Yeah, well, we've only just been told that the police have provided some money for anybody who comes forward with information leading to the arrest of any of those who escaped from prison or those who the police are looking for on the grounds that they were behind yesterday's attacks. So for anybody giving any information for any of the prisoners who escaped, they will get $400. For any one prisoner, they are able to be rearrested. And for any of yesterday's attackers' information leading to any of the arrests, they will get more than $2,000. So in addition to that, I've just been handed the official figure of those who escaped yesterday. It's 1,890 prisoners who were let loose yesterday. Only about a couple of dozen of them have so far been rearrested.
I mean, what's the general sentiment where you are regarding what's been happening over the last 48 hours or so? Because there were some media reports that it was possibly an attempted coup, but the authorities are saying it was a security breach.
I think it was more than just a security breach. I mean, if it was a security breach, yes, that was part of a broader picture of what the hallmarks of all of this thing, are. In the sense that people went into to a very major barracks and, took over the armory, albeit for just a while, and then took weapons. And my information is that some of the attackers were actually outside the president's lodge, waiting to attack the president's residence. So I would think that's more than just a breach. But then the authorities say that they are still investigating, and once they've concluded all their findings, they will come out. But so far, some of the remnants are said to be on the run, and they are said to be in the hills of Freetown. I mean, they are surely being looked after, they've been chased. Earlier today, there was some operation going on in an area called Umaru, where some of them are believed to be holed up.
Any information on the identities of the leaders of this attack?
We don't know any yet. I spoke to senior prison officials, they've not said. I spoke to the military spokesperson again in the last 1 hour, who could only give me numbers for those who were killed. He said that 13 soldiers were killed in yesterday's attacks, and he said killed in action, and then 3 of them were assailants were killed and 3 arrests have so far been made.
I mean, Umaru, briefly, why do you think this particular prison was targeted? Why this one?
It's a central prison, and again, when I went there today, some of the warders said to me that when the attackers came, they were asking for a particular prisoner called Yete Yete. Yete Yete is a former member of the Sierra Leone paramilitary force, and he sort of later went to Liberia. He was alleged to have been involved in an attempt against the state of Sierra Leone, and he was extradited from Liberia just a few months ago. So they said that they actually asked for him, and they opened the prison cells. What I saw inside the prison today, you could see some doors were actually uprooted, just for them to be able to allow for the prisoners to come outside. But clearly, even if it was only those they were targeting as their own to bring out, they couldn't control all the other inmates that were there. So they opened the facility and let everybody who was in there go out. But of course, it's a central prison. It's got the highest number of prisoners. We are not sure why they chose to free prisoners, both at the male correctional center and at the female correctional center.
Well, my family, that's now Umaru Fofana. We give this interview to BBC Focus on Africa. Well, my family, now only we go to present situation, country where everything gradually don't come to normalcy.
Sierra Leone's capital returns to sort of normalcy on Monday after 24-hour curfew was relaxed to dusk to dawn lockdown. Many business owners in Freetown ran at a loss on Sunday, residents in the capital waking by sounds of heavy gunfire as gunmen tried to break into the key armory in the country's largest military barracks located near the presidential villa. The gunmen exchanged fire for several hours with security forces. They also targeted major detention centers including the Central Prison and freed all prisoners. Authorities said the motives and intentions of the attackers remain unclear. There have been no claims of responsibility. The army spokesperson said Monday that 13 soldiers were killed during the incident and that manhunt was ongoing. Among the wanted were
Sierra Leone authorities said Monday that 20 people were killed and nearly 2,000 prisoners escaped during Sunday's attack on the capital. Gunfire was heard ringing out across Freetown as assailants targeted a military barracks, a prison, and other locations. An army spokesperson told Reuters that the 20 dead included 13 soldiers, 3 assailants, a police officer, a civilian, and someone working in private security. The government has since reduced an all-day curfew to a nightly one, and police were checking vehicles at checkpoints. Shops and businesses started to reopen on Monday afternoon, but the fear among residents remains.
Like, not my first day for experience.
This woman says it was the first time she had heard a gunshot and that she hid under her bed. The government blamed the attacks on renegade soldiers, and this resident recalled encountering them.
Military vehicles approached us and some of the officers said we should shout forcefully, "President Mada Bio must go." Some of us wanted to answer and some refused to shout. We asked them for which reason we should say that, and he responded by asking if we had the ability to buy expensive bags of rice.
Well, my family went to the come back to normalcy gradually in a saloon. And we talk to the government and the security for them put more attention on security in the country. When we found them as how we get the update on the situation as alone, as so we pass on to until next time. This is Baba Sheikh, the political offender, with another edition of the program.